So, good evening, everybody. As it took me aback, the platform I normally use has changed a few things, so I'm struggling a little bit tonight. I apologize. We're going to get started super quick um, as I get everything else set up over here. Perfect. I think we're ready to go. So, I'm starting to do these 10-minute talks. By the way, my name is Misha. I talk a lot about insulin resistance and a simple protocol that helps overcome insulin resistance related diseases. That I do in the mornings generally, and I do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I wanted to start having these 10-minute talks as I'm working with a team, as I'm building my business. I realize there's some struggles that we all go through, and everybody feels like they're all alone or they don't, they're so far behind, they don't get it. So just the struggles that my team falls into, some of the things I've learned, I want to just take 10 minutes at night to share some of those things with you. Tonight, I really want to talk about branding. This has been coming up in my life a lot with my team, with the people that I've hired out to coach me, and something has changed. You guys, I'm 60 years old. Back in the day, before the advent of social media and stuff, your brand was all about like that storefront, the colors, the logo, the fonts, all the stuff. And when I started my journey to wanting to be independent and be an entrepreneur, that's exactly what I was coached. And I spent so much time creating brand boards and beautiful colors and all this stuff, like all of these colors, and just doing all of this work on that. What we're understanding now in the world today is branding is not so much just the logo, the colors, the fonts. In the end, the branding really is you. So your brand is you. It's not somebody else's version of you. It's not you trying to be somebody else. It's just authentically you. So I want to talk about this in the aspect of being an autistic entrepreneur. One of the things I do that's just, they call it masking, but I tend to study other people to learn how to act. And I did that for a lot of years. And I stumbled on some pictures. Maybe this all came about because I stumbled on some pictures of me from a few years back. And I had this really prim and proper suit on, and everything had to have a suit jacket, and I had to have my makeup just perfect, and my hair always had to be perfect. You guys have seen me with my hair messed up, my hair done, whatever. That's the me. But I was always trying to be somebody else. And so everyone that I was trying to reach was confused about who they were dealing with. Over the years, I've heard the message more and more and started to embrace it and realized that the best way to build my brand is to just be me. And so that's the same thing for you. Your brand really is you. I'm a little bit goofy. I'm a little bit serious. I love science, but I love my family. That's all part of my brand, the brand of Misha. My friend Steffi, she's ADHD. I'm ADD. She's super goofy and much more loud and much more outgoing than me, and super vibrant. That's her brand, right? What I want just in this quick 10 minutes to let you know is, as you're building a business, especially in direct sales like I do, we should never be like just like, I saw a guy who has the name of the company as his TikTok name. He has the name of the product with his name at the end as his name. So he's branding himself as the company. Now he's not the company, and if the company goes south or he severs ties with the company, everything he built is around that company, and it's an amazing company because I work with them too, but it's a huge mistake that he's making in doing that. And it's when people come to my page, when people come to your page, when people come to your storefront on social media, they should see the real you. They should see the you that's made up and ready to go out, but they should see the you that's just waking up in the morning, your hair is a mess, you have an imperfect life, you are not perfect. No one is perfect. No one always has a perfect house. No one never loses their temper. No one never, well, I shouldn't say no one, but you know what I'm saying is we all have a different way of speaking and reacting. That is our brand. In the end, with business, one of the things I've learned is it's not all the packaging. And sometimes it's not even the product that you're talking about that people are buying. What they're really buying is you. They need to know, like, and trust you. They need to feel like they can count on you being your authentic you, that they can trust you, right? If they can't trust you because you're trying to be Susie Q over there and Jimmy Joe over there, they don't know who you are and they don't feel the trust needed to be able to buy into your product, your service, whatever it is. So, in this few minutes, and I'm just about done because I promised it would be a 10-minute talk, just understand branding has changed. Branding is no longer, I mean, yes, there's the colors, and I do believe in the fact that people psychologically they will resonate with something or they will remember something about your brand, your logo. Oh, that blue and that font, that's her. So there is some truth to that, but that's not the foundation of our brand. Our brand is allowing yourself to be authentically you. And I know I'm going to go over time because I always do, but this hits home for me as an autistic because I spent so many years. It was just a little over a year ago that I actually I was late diagnosed. And I went through a year of almost mourning, realizing I had spent 59 years trying to force my square peg in a round hole so that I would fit in society. And that showed through in my brand, and people were confused about, who is she? The more I started being okay with just being me, just showing up as me, sometimes a mess, sometimes put together, sometimes super happy, sometimes super retrospectful, all of that, that's my brand. And people started saying, hey, I can listen to her. I can hear what she has to say, and maybe she's somebody I can trust because she's showing me who the real her is. That's all you gotta do, you guys. Your brand is you. I'm gonna say it 10 more times. Your brand is you, but your brand is authentically you, not the made up version of you, not the version of you you think people wanna see, the real version of you. And before I stop, I wanna say this. I noticed this way back before I started being an entrepreneur. I was working in medical. I would work in a medical office all day long, and then because I was single and struggling to make ends meet, I would go to a second job at night taking care of people with mental disabilities. Well, both in the medical office and in the the disabled homes, I still have paint on my hand from undoing painting things. Anyway, they all had this perception of me that I had this gifted, lovely, perfect life because I made sure to show up that way. Nobody knew that my house is half the time in disarray. I call it like I have mad scientist moments and my house shows it. There's times when I'm like super clean, but nobody would know that. They just assumed that I had this particular life because of the way I presented myself. And it caused me a lot of problems because people thought I was arrogant. People thought I was snooty. When I stopped doing that, when I started being me, being goofy, being silly, making faces, saying stupid things when it happens, or stuttering once in a while, people resonate with that because now they see this person online that's talking to them about science and stuff all the time. But she's goofy. She makes mistakes. She's not perfect. I'm doing stories now so you guys can see what the rest of my life is. That's what brand is. So I think I'm going to be done for tonight. I'm going to do this every night. I'm going to be open too. I'm doing a 21-day challenge with my coaches. Now, I've been going live for about 3 years, but I go live about the product. So I'm going to go live, dropping some of the knowledge that I've learned, some of the struggles I've been through, and some of the triumphs I've made in business so that hopefully if you're in business yourself, you can see that you're not alone and that this journey, again, I said last night, some of the things that you have to have besides being authentically you is being patient and perseverant. If you just be you, be patient, be perseverant, you're going to find your way. So we'll talk tomorrow in a 10-minute talk about something about business, whatever happens tomorrow that somebody triggers me to come talk to you guys about. I hope it's helpful. Just go be you. Just be you. That's the best brand you can be. Have a great night, everybody.